Hello, all code headers. We're doing something a little bit different today. So I did, which Mike made fun of me for, I did tell you guys to reach out and touch us. And quite a few of you did, actually, which is very exciting. I mean, not in the way that Mike thought, but we got a lot of emails and questions and DMs from people wondering a little bit more about us code heads.
Restraining orders as well.
Yeah, yeah, background check, the usual. Um, you know, finding out who these two Fruit Loops are. But it was interesting because, obviously Mike and I know who Mike and I are. We've tried to describe ourselves, but I guess we didn't do a good job. There's a lot of questions that you guys had kind of about who we are, what makes us tick, why we do what we do. So every week we're going to have a little segment called
You've got questions, and we've got answers. Ask a CodeHead.
Do you like the new drop? So yeah, ask a code head. So we have a couple questions. We were gonna try and respond to you guys as best that happens. So this is not resuscitation related, I don't think. I'm gonna go through a couple of the questions. You ready for it, Mike?
All
And
right.
we're doing this kind of cold.
That's gonna be cold.
Because we have a couple of let me just go through a couple of these. All right, so I think I got the one that I'm gonna ask today. Okay, so we're gonna go with this question. It's gonna be hard hitting. So Cheryl from Portland, Oregon asked us.
Yeah.
So thank you, Cheryl, for reaching out and touching us. Um, and for listening. If you had to leave the field of medicine today, what other career might you pursue?
Wow.
And good code
Okay.
head.
Wow.
I know.
Cheryl. All right. You do know?
Oh, yeah. I would do two things. One, I would start up as a baker, and I would have a truck, a food truck, and I would go and I would sell all my baked goods. And I would do coffee and baked goods, and I would show up at schools for the
Mm.
morning rush, so parents could drop off their kids and get really good coffee and a delicious baked good. But then my business would really blossom, and I would buy a B&B by the ocean. And so I would
Wow.
run a small B&B, maybe like 5 rooms, really boutique, cute, amazing. But that's my life.
Pacific or Atlantic?
Oh, like where I am now. Like I'd be like on the New England coast in a cute
Okay.
little town. So I really, we do late spring, summer, fall is our boom time, but then we do like, cute little Christmas time things during the winter and.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thank
I
you.
like it. And I could see that. I could see that,
Yeah.
especially if a windfall of cash came your way to start this enterprise.
Yeah, and
Enterprise is.
I'd still have my bees, so I'd make my own honey. I'd have my quails, so we'd have, farm fresh quail eggs every day. My
Wow.
dogs, my giant rabbit. Yep. Maybe if I had enough land, I'd have my mini milk or a baby cow to,
Wow.
you know, have. But
I want to get a miniature donkey, but I guess that's for another episode.
yeah.
To
So
answer,
apparently I
so
never do.
is it Cheryl? Is that her name from
Girl,
Portland?
yep, from
Okay,
Portland. Yeah.
Cheryl, to answer your question, and I had to think for a few minutes, if I was forced to choose a new field right now, I would go into the field of electricity, as in to become an electrician. Now, I got interested in electricity about 15 years ago when I was getting a certificate to be an authorized motorcycle mechanic, which I never did, but I got the certificate. And I learned about the engine, the harness that controls all the lights. And I was instantly, it was magnetic, get it? I was instantly attracted to it because the guy broke it down so simply. He goes, electricity is magnet, motion, and a coil of wire. And he had a real like Alabama Southern accent, so he said it a lot better. And I was like, it's that simple? So he explained how the alternator worked. And I see, oh, it moves. It's got this copper coil, and then there's magnets. Interesting. So he simplified it. Now it's a very complex topic, one that I'm not good at naturally. I had to do a lot of homework, and I still have to. So I then got with medicine, I got fascinated because my favorite organ, the heart, is controlled by electricity. That's
Mm.
amazing. those are electricity up here. So our foundation is electrical. Then we have poles on the earth, right? We have magnetism. That's where earthing comes from, where people like, they say walk barefoot so you can connect to the ground, like you're grounding,
Right.
like an electrical system, there's ground. So electricity is everywhere. I also like lightning storms. What? So when the electrician would come to fix something, I would follow him around like a puppy and annoy him and pepper him with questions. But there's one deterrent, and this happened recently. He was there about a month ago, and I said, he's like, well, if you really want to do this, there's two things you got to know. You have to not be afraid of heights, and you
Mm.
have to not be afraid to go into crawl spaces. And I said,
Oh,
all right, I'm screwed. You've taken my fantasy away because crawl space, deal breaker,
no.
deal breaker.
Mm-mm.
I can't even get an MRI without like a benzo. And then um, heights. I don't like heights. I couldn't go to the
Yeah.
top of the Eiffel Tower even. So
Oh,
that dream
really?
is over. But if I could get over that, that's what I'd want to do. I think electricity is very interesting. I hope that answered your
Wow.
question.
I never knew
Yeah.
any of that about you. So I'm learning about my
There's a
CodeHead.
lot about me you don't know.
And I will say, as our first question, and actually probably a lot of the people that we answer your questions, we might be sending you guys a CodeHeads t-shirt just for
Definitely.
thanking you for listening and reaching out and touching us. So
Definitely.
keep the questions coming. We do have quite a few others. I was shocked at how many reached out. So we're
Wow.
gonna answer more. So thanks for coming and being a part of.
You've got questions, and we've got answers. Ask a CodeHead.